Hello and welcome back to the Stay Fitness channel. Today I would like to show you how I do my meal prep for the week. I've only started doing meal prep for the last few weeks. I never done I used to cook my lunches for office, of course, but I never actually done meal prep in like a fitness context, like tracking macros and calories and eating kind of the same meal for 4 days. But I thought it would be really boring eating the same food for 4 days, but actually I'm really enjoying it. I find it so comforting to just know exactly what I'm eating for 4 days, and then usually on Friday I would cook something similar. I only cook for 4 days because food goes a bit funny after the 4th day, so I would say 4 days is kind of the limit of how long food lasts in the fridge. So the reason I started doing my meal prep is because I wanted to start cutting, so which means I wanted to start reducing my calories a little bit, up my protein in order to lose a little bit of fat. As probably lots of people, I've gained a little bit of fat during winter. You move less, you don't go for walks. Maybe Christmas, you indulge a little bit more, and I've gained a few pounds. No point dwelling on that. All I can do is just, be consistent, start moving a little bit more, and track calories, try to do my food diary diligently in order to achieve my fitness goals, which I think is so important, and it makes life so much easier when you don't have to guess and overcomplicate, cook hours every day. You cook once a week, few hours, maybe depends what recipe, of course. This one should be fairly quick. So I think preparation is key when it comes to fitness goals. It makes success, like succeeding in your fitness goals, so much easier when you prepared. You know exactly what you're doing. Prep all your snacks. Today I'm also prepping bagels. So I know I weighed all the ingredients. I know exactly how much calories in each bagel. Of course, if you buy pre-made bagels, that's even easier. Me being gluten-free, finding good quality gluten-free products is really difficult. They're usually only made from refined flours, like cornstarch, rice flour. But I prefer using more wholemeal, high fiber, which keeps you full for longer. It's better for your gut. So I just prefer doing them myself. So the recipe I'm making today is actually a recipe from it's a YouTube account called Downshiftology. I think that's how it's pronounced, Downshiftology. She made this green chicken chile, white bean chile. So I'm taking her recipe. It looked really nice. It looked really easy. What I do to make my life so much easier when it comes to meal prep, I put everything. If I want to do a recipe, I put all the ingredients into my fitness pal. With some recipe you can actually import the recipe, so it would just match up all the ingredients and then divide it by 4, and then I can calibrate if I want to add or remove something regarding my calorie goal. So the key in meal prep is make your life as easy as possible. Do recipe that you want to eat for 4 days. Preparation is key in order to achieve your fitness goals. So I'm gonna show you how I do my meal prep for this week with this white chili chicken recipe. Follow me into the kitchen. So to make this white bean chili, I'm chopping 2 peppers, which for the purpose of this video I am weighing, but please do not stress about how many vegetables you eat, how many calories. Vegetables are so low on calories and high on nutrients. You can enjoy as many and as much as you want of them. But I was just curious to know how many calories are in 200 grams of peppers, which is like nothing. I will be also adding red chili. In the original recipe, she's adding a jalapeno chili. I had quite a few of these big red chilies, so I'm adding that. I will be also adding an onion, and garlic. In the original recipe it's also recommended to chill your onions to avoid crying. I was smart enough to do it, and then I took the onion out too soon. I wasn't ready to cut it, so the onion came to room temperature and I cried plenty. In a large casserole, I heat up a tablespoon of oil. If you want to be careful how many calories you eat, I would recommend to weigh the oil, because one big tablespoon, one small tablespoon can make a massive difference. Oil is a very calorie dense food, which doesn't mean you shouldn't use it. It's just you need to be careful how much you're adding. I'll start now sauteing all the veggies. As in every recipe, you shouldn't rush this first part. Develop some caramelization, soften the vegetables, so just take your time. While that's happening, I took one of the 2 cans of beans, added to a blender. I also added 1 cup of broth, and I blended it into a smooth cream, which I'm going to add to the broth later. So while the vegetable was sauteing, I filtered the broth that I made from a chicken carcass, onion, garlic, carrot and celery. I cooked it kind of overnight. I put it on to cook before I went to bed, switched it off, then put it back on in the morning, and it made the most amazing broth. I really recommend making your own broth, so you know exactly what is in it, you know the quality of the bones. If you have any leftover broth from this recipe, you can use it for other recipe. I also love to slurp on a bit of broth as like a tea. It's really good for your bowel, and lots of protein, lots of minerals and vitamins. So when the vegetables are nice and softened, I'm adding the spices, which is coriander and cumin. In the original recipe there is more cumin added, but I actually ran out of it, but the recipe was nice anyway. And of course I added salt to taste. So then I added the broth. The recipe called for 3 additional cups. I thought I filmed the part where I showed you how to poach the chicken, but I actually didn't press record, which is fantastic. But I can tell you that it was really easy. When the chili came to a simmer, I added 4 free-range corn-fed chickens, and I let it simmer on low. Don't let the soup come to a high hard boil, because that would make the chicken really hard. Just a slight simmer and let it cook for 15 minutes. So while the chicken was poaching, I cooked the rice, soaked the rice for 10 minutes in cold water. Then I heat up a pan, I gave the rice a good rinse, and then I added it to the pan with hot water. I barely covered it, maybe a few millimeters on top of the rice. I let it cook until the water has evaporated. So after 15 minutes, I took the chicken out of the pot one by one, and I gave it a good pound to kind of break it down, and then I shredded it with a fork and a knife. I did that one by one and added it back to the pot. So when the water from the rice has evaporated, cover the rice with the lid and let it dry steam away from the heat for 10 minutes. So as I mentioned before, I weigh the final product, so it's easier to then divide it into 4 portions. I don't have as many containers to do 4 portions, so I just put everything in a big Tupperware and then I portion it out on the day that I'm eating it. Then I also added the rice to Tupperware. I mean, look at this rice, like it's not cloggy, each grain is separated, just perfect. So here is the day after. I'm just gonna quickly show you how to serve this dish. I've decided not to microwave it because my bowls are not very good, like the bowls will heat up but not the soup. So as mentioned, I just put the pot on the scale, weigh the the chili, and then put it on the stove to heat. Let everything come to temperature. And then I also added half an avocado, and some lime juice. And it was such a delicious dish, very filling. I'm enjoying it so much. So guys, this is it for today. I've actually moved into the bedroom because my boyfriend's having an intense virtual reality ping pong match, and I couldn't wait any longer to finish this video because it's getting so dark. As usual, I'm always complaining about the darkness. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put all the food I've cooked in the fridge, and tomorrow I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna serve the chili with some avocado, how I heat it up, so you're gonna see through the video. So yeah, this is it for today. It's Sunday, so I'm just gonna go and chill for the rest of the day, and I'll see you next time.